Hello, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our FertiCovery Workshop, our first workshop. We will have a quick introduction of the workshop while people are still entering the room. Maybe we can already show the agenda of today. We'll have an introductory overview by me. I'm the coordinator of Martijn Vis, coordinator of the FertiCovery project. We will this workshop will go. We'll talk about a long list of installations for bio-based fertilizer products and nutrient recycling. We will show what there will be many of installations are available, of course. But we like to check the best available technologies in this in our project and describe them and promote them. So we will have a screening, and which will be shown how that's done by Francisco Verdurgo of CARTIF. Later we will have an interactive session, a Mentimeter session, to check also with you what criteria for selection are actually the most important. We have sent already our list of 35 technologies in advance to most participants. There may be questions from the audience. We're looking forward to this interesting session where our colleague Nathalie Bark from the Greener Vote will moderate this part, and so this will be and we can have questions in the chat, mainly in the chat, and we try to answer them as much as possible. And also after the workshop, you can still bring questions, forward questions. Also, the evaluation form will have some space for that. And let's say responses that we have in the next few days, we can also use for this part of the project, and other ones will be then used in the later stages of the product. We will have links to video broadcasts of the walnut and soil solutions videos, because during testing it didn't work so very well in this meeting where we have many participants. And we will have a wrap up and next steps. So now, some housekeeping rules. Please mute your microphones like you do. Speak on turn, please. We are with many people, and use the chat to ask all the questions you want and comments. We will address them possibly in the Q&A, and otherwise, it will be later. And again, also thank you for participating. And the next slide, please. I hope we can offer also something to you, of course. Learn about technologies. We have, of course, a variety of technologies that can be interesting to see what's on the market. We can show how we can select different technologies. We hope also to connect with you, and that you can also connect with each other. We also have a LinkedIn group where you can actively participate. And we will have many meetings, actually, more of this type of meetings. So we hope to keep connected. And you can also help to shape our case studies and ask critical questions, not only now, but also during the next sessions. Because if we go to the next slide, you see that we have a series of workshops in the next 2.5 years. The first one, we are now in the overview and selection of value chains. In the next month, we will check the state of play of those technologies, of the selected technologies, 25. We will have an evaluation of the products that come out of it, their impact and use, and if that fits also the needs of the farmers, and if they can apply them well. We will have a session and also a work package behind on market replication potential. We will really go into the different market aspects including also, of course, legal and policy part. In the end, we will have a synthesis of results. Then we will have a kind of a best available technology description with our recommendations, and also, and of course, we have also the final event with recommendations and also suggestions for future improvements and how can we implement bio-based fertilizers in a better way, and what can we promote to what messages, what is needed also to go on with this. Having said that, I would like to briefly introduce our FertiCovery project, so you know a little bit more who is here. The whole consortium is here. We are a Horizon Europe project running for 3 years. BTG is the coordinator, and we are with 8 partners in 7 countries. And you can see on the map we have, for instance, CARTIF and from Spain, and NTUA from Greece, who are the, let's say, the technology specialists of the consortium. We have UNITO and PWR from Poland and UNITO from Italy. They are specialists in the application of fertilizers. We have the European Compost Working Network here, and also the EBA, the European Biogas Association. They, of course, have knowledge of market, end user, and also the policy part. BTG is coordinator, but also we do the stakeholder involvement, and we are also involved in the market uptake. And Greenovate is our, a very good dissemination communication partner, and so they will also be very visible today, of course. What's the aim of the project? Removing barriers and promote nutrient recovery and bio-based fertilizers from secondary raw materials, quite broad. If you have 3 main groups, they are bio-waste, manure, and wastewater, but it can be, if it's a bio-based feedstock, it counts. And of course, we try to align with policies like the EU soil strategy for 2030 and other policies, of course. Our objectives, to analyze best available techniques, and to check also, ensure ecological balance. So also look at the potential application of these fertilizers, and advise policymakers. And we have a trajectory throughout the project, which is in the next slide. We start with a long list of more than 75 case studies, much more actually. We will hear that in the next presentation, and select 25 out of them, and then analyze the technologies, detailing the feedstocks, value chains, products, and application. We will have a multi-criteria and decision analysis report. Okay, look at the strong and the weak points of all those technologies. Not to, of course, there are many applications, there are many technologies, so there are, of course, many markets. So it's not that one is the best, but which ones fits in what situation best. And of course, we would like to engage with stakeholders in these 5 workshops, and also 6 open forum events, which are the more physical events. For instance, a 2-hour meeting at a larger conference. We will see us also over there the next time. Well, these case studies, we look really in detail, feedstock analysis, but the value chain will be assessed, the product evaluated, we look at market replication potential, social risks, and we try to synthesize that in 10 to 15 pages each, which will also be available on our website, but it will be at the end of the project. It's also good to mention that we have a sister project, FertiTech, which is coordinated by Rice, Erik, Sinhork, and Cheryl. They are also available here, and we cooperate good with them. Of course, they have the same target and the same aim as our project, but of course their approach will be slightly different, and we have a pleasant cooperation, and we will, for instance, also align the technology selection, so we don't do everything twice, and we also will take care that stakeholders are not approached by many projects many times. So we will have a good cooperation. Yes, I think that's well, we have these next events indeed, which I already mentioned again. And the next slide is that we have an open forum of stakeholders, which you can join by using the QR code, which is here. It's meant actually for everybody who has a real interest in bio-based fertilizers. Of course, it can be industrials, people, farmers, researchers, civil society, NGOs, policymakers. Everybody is welcome. And we hope to have more discussion on our LinkedIn group. Thank you for listening to this first introduction. And now I will give the word to Maria of NTUA, and she will present the list of technologies and cases that we found.
Thank you, Martin. Welcome to this workshop. My name is Maria Kyriazi. I'm a member of Unit of Environmental Science and Technology unit, which belongs to School of Chemical Engineering of National Technical University of Athens. Next slide, please. So as the project coordinator of FertiCovery told you, the main goal of this project of FertiCovery is to find the 10 best available technologies for BPF production from waste, water, or other secondary raw materials streams. In order to achieve this goal, we have some steps to take. The first one is to identify all available mature system, or at least as much as we can find in the literature, in other platforms, from partners' portfolio. When we speak about mature systems, we mean systems that have a TRL higher than 7. Our initial goal is to have at least a list here with 70, more than 75 technologies. From our research during the first month of the project, we have actually a list of about 200 systems. So after that, we create an inventory which contain these technologies. We exclude some technologies from this inventory, and we put in this database, let's say this inventory, some details about input streams, products, efficiency of the recovered BBFs, etc. So our next step is to develop a multi-criteria approach in order from these 167 technologies to go to a shorter list of about 25 case studies in order to to study them in more detail. As I said, CARTIF developed a multi-criteria approach based, of course, on the basic, let's say, information we gather all this month for this 167 technologies. And after this step, and a more detailed description based on the information that we will take this time from the systems developers or owners to go to a more detailed description, as I said, and finally to decide based on another, again, multi-criteria approach, but this time based on more information, the 10 best available technologies. Next slide, please. So the sources from this long list, as I said, we find information and technologies in platforms and databases such as European Phosphorus platform, other platforms or databases compiled in the framework of other European projects such as Nutriman, Walnut, Fairplay. Of course, we used some clusters such as BioRefine, and we search in the databases of European projects such as Horizon, Prima, or Life projects. And of course, as we have not only projects and systems that came from research, let's say, and innovation project, but also from the market, we use the partners' portfolio, and here you can see that almost all the partners of the project worked in this phase. The next slide, please. So let's see what we have in for these 167 technologies that are described in a public deliverable. We have some information about, of course, the technology categories, the PFC of first and second product. Sometimes from one system we have more than one fertilizers produced. The name of the product and the name of technology or project in which this technology or system is developed. The CMC, again, for the first and the second fertilizer. The description of the feedstock used. The TRL. And data for the application of fertilizers, if, of course, such data is public available. So next slide, please. We create an Excel file like this in the picture. And then next, please. Here and next you can see the names of the technologies we studied in this phase. And the two next, Natalie, please. One more. Okay. And the next one. And here are some statistics about the technologies. The systems we studied, even we try to have systems from all the categories and all the waste or wastewater streams. Most of technologies are in the category of anaerobic digestion and physical technologies. Next slide. This is a categorization of technologies based on their TRL. As I said, we aim at TRL higher than 7. We include in this step also some, let's say, interesting technologies with lower TRL, but as you can see here, the TRL of the most studied technologies are 7, and we have also a lot of about 1/3 of the technologies have a TRL 9. That means that they are in market already. Next slide. Here we can see the PFCs of recovered fertilizers. Most of them have a PFC 1, and in this category, most of the recovered fertilizer are inorganic fertilizer. That means they have PFC. They can categorize to PFC 1C. We have also organomineral and organic fertilizers, and the technologies we studied, a lot of the technologies we studied give a fertilizer which can be categorized as soil improver. Next slide, please. Here is the categorization based on CMCs. We can see that most of the technologies gives CMC products with CMC on the 11th category by products within the meaning of Directive 2008. But we have also a lot of products with CMC 15. And the next one, please. So thank you very much for your attention. I would like now to give the floor to our colleagues from CARTIF to explain you how we arrived from this long list to this intermediate, let's say, shorter list of 25 and some more technologies. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much for attending this workshop. I'm Francisco Verdugo, and together with my colleague Francisco Corona, that we are part of the team in circular economy area in CARTIF. We developed this methodology in order to reduce this long list from NTUA to shorter list. Thank you. Here, the main objective of and the expected results of this process is to develop a multi-criteria approach considering technical, regulatory, logistic, and economic issues for these technologies, and in order to facilitate the selection of these most significant cases of studies that that will compose this list, and for them in following tasks of this project, FertiCovery project, analyze these fertilizer products for this each case of a study that compose this list. Next slide, please. Here we are going to explain these the steps that we follow for carry out this methodology. And first step is the long list classification. That in order to manage easily this more than 150 technologies. So the first step, we classify these technologies, several groups: chemical, biological, physical, and others. And then the groups that have a great or a huge a number of technology, we carry out a subdivision that, as you can see, for chemical and biological technologies group. After this classification, and parallelly, we define a set of six indicators in order to assess these technologies with information that NTUA gather in the previous step. These indicators, as you can see in this slide, are related with the products characteristics, technology characteristics, framework, and logistic aspect, and then the performance of these products on the fields. So here you can see the definition of these indicators. Next slide, thank you. Then after this definition, the next step has been an expert screen. So in this case, FertiCovery expert evaluate its technology using a defining of this indicator, considering these indicators and the scoring from 1 to 5. In which 5 is the best performance for this score system. And in the process of the methodology following for this expert screen, its technology was assessed by at least 2 experts. And then discrepancy rules were applied to ensure the consistency of this score process. These discrepancy rules, it's mainly considering the difference between these both score, and then in case of a higher discrepancy, the third part, an independent third part, assess these problematic technologies. Next. After the score of its technology, and in order to ensure an objective selection of the most promising of this sort list technologies, we apply a statistical process. This statistical process based on percentile distribution. And in the table, resume the characteristic of this process. So for in this case, 5 percentile distribution was considering 90%, 75, and 25 and 10% percentiles. And these percentiles and the technology score range has been considering whole the scores from 160 technologies, and then a normalization has been applied in order to get a comparable 5-point scale score. As you can see, for instance, for the percentile 1, that is it is the percentile 90%. The technologies that are involved in this group is the technologies which gets more than 4.4 score. and this link with the 5-point scale, and the description of this this group of technologies that shows a high performance. And then subsequently with the others percentile categories. Next step. So here you can see the results that we got with this statistical approach. And it was useful to get this preliminary short list with 35 technologies that corresponds with the high performance and good performance technology, 14 and 21 respectively. And if we consider the type of technology, we can see that the anaerobic digestion and other categories are more than 50% of this technology selection, following with physical, chemical, and hydrolysis technologies. And other result that we have to show is that microalgae is not represented in this 30 list. So well, that is a finding that we got. And if we consider the TRL, the development of these technologies, all of them except one are TRL 9. So well, that shows that the developed technologies are more promising than others that are underdeveloped. So well, next step, please. And here you are the final 35 technologies classified by type of technologies, and that's just information that we shared this previously to this workshop. We shared these technologies, and there's characteristic in extra PDF document, so you can see the details in this document. Next step, please. And here, right now, we need your collaboration. So let me ask for you to help in order to refine this shortlist classification. We need your inputs. Because your inputs will be included for refine this short list classification, and will be very useful for us for FertiCovery project. And right now in an interactive session, in a Mentimeter questions, we are asked you for several aspects that we have to consider for this refining. So that's all from our side. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We will now go to this interactive session. I'm trying to share it. Right. All right, so get ready with your phone. I will present. So we have a QR code, but you can also, okay. We have the QR code here, you can see it. And you can join also the Menti using your laptop if you want. Type menti.com and this code. The code is 3273-3615. So we are very happy to have all of you here, and we encourage you to share your experiences and to help us assess these promising technologies. Let's maybe wait a little bit so everybody can join, because we really would like to have a lot of inputs, and you have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge from the field, from different sectors. We have participants from very different sectors and backgrounds, so we are very happy about that. Okay, we have 38 people. Okay, so maybe we can start 40. So now you can always use join right now with the code, but we will start with the next slide. So we would like you to consider which type of feedstock are the most suitable for fertilizer production in your context. So we would like you to rank from 1 to 5, as you can see, from not suitable, 0, to mostly suitable, 5. And we propose different feedstocks. Here we have manure, digestate. We have waste collected by municipality. Then we have wastewater and sludges. We have waste from the food industry, agricultural residues, and then woody residues, like that you can use for biochar, for example, and also meaning ashes. So thank you for joining and for voting. So here we can see everybody's scoring the different feedstocks. We have 28 people contributing. Thank you very much. So for you to know that we have this interactive session, you will be able also to access the Menti until tomorrow evening. So you can still share it with your colleagues, continue ranking, voting, scoring, using all your knowledge. And thank you very much for this, for your contribution. Okay, let's go to, it's not moving anymore, so people maybe are a bit decided on each criteria. Ranking from 1 to 5. Let's move to the next one. Another one where you have to score. From your perspective, which nutrient profile is most appropriate for future fertilizer solutions? So we have first rich in nitrogen. Then the second is balanced macronutrients. The third is rich in phosphorus. The fourth is rich in potassium, then biostimulants and soil amendment. So to ranking from 0 less appropriate to 5 most appropriate. It's the same exercise, so you can assess and between 1 and 5. Thank you. Okay. We have a lot of responses. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next question. What physical form of fertilizer do you consider most practical in your area of work? So is it liquid fertilizers? Is it powder? Is it granules or semi-solid paste? So less practical is 0 and most practical is 5. You can vote and assess between 0 and 5. So we see granules are quite popular. Then we have liquids for the moment, could always change, of course, and then powder. Okay. Still the top liquid is coming back, but okay, it's very, very useful for us to know all this, and we will integrate all this input into our work. Okay. So the most practical seems to be granules. And we know we have farmers with us. We have fertilizers producers, so it's really good to have your views on that. And then another question: when evaluating the technical quality of biofertilizer production technology, which of the following characteristics do you consider the most important? Is it the high efficiency in nutrient recovery or the transformation? Is it the versatility to treat different types of organic waste? Is it the added value of the biofertilizer product? Or the most important, it could be also the reduced investment and operating costs, so saving money. So what is the most important characteristic in your views? Right now we have a lot of success for this added value. Also the high efficiency is quite popular. So you can rank again between 0 and 5, 0 the less important, 5 the most important. All right, we see the reduced operating costs is also high, and the versatility to treat different organic waste. So they are all quite high. But the added value is the most important in your views. Thank you very much. So don't hesitate to join the Menti and vote and share the Menti with your colleagues so we can have even more views and answers. You can also skip, some aspects if you don't want to score. And then the last question about the scoring. So please score these indicators from most to least important based on their perceived influence on the viability of bio-based fertilizer technologies. So these indicators are the feedstock supply availability, the technology maturity, availability, and cost, the regulatory and market framework, the efficiency and applicability, then the contribution to EU policy goals, including the Green Deal, the circular economy, all these very important policies, and then the efficiency and applicability. Okay, yeah, that's twice. But so you can rank from less important to most important. And right now we can see regulatory is quite high, fits the availability also, and the efficiency. All right. So we see, the very big impact of the regulations are very big impact, and also the market environment, of course, the business environment, and the market frameworks. All right. Thank you very much for all your contribution. You can still score these elements. It's very, very useful for us. And now we would like to hear from you. We would like to know, do you have any questions? Do you have some contributions? Do you want to share good practices? So you can keep using the Mentimeter, or you can use also the chat. It's up to you, but we would really be, we are very interested in your views, in your questions, in your comments. So please don't hesitate to write a question. And then our speakers are here to answer and to propose ideas and solutions. All right, we don't have a lot of questions, but maybe we can look. Thank you. Let me check again. Okay, thank you very much. Let's look at the chat. All right, we have some questions in the chat. That's great. So we have one about biochar projects that are not in our list, and the person on the chat would like to know why the biochar is not mentioned, because it makes nearly single organic and mineral fertilizer more efficient. Who would like to answer from our speakers? What, maybe Francisco, we cannot hear you. You are muted, or Maria, or
I think that from site we process the data that we got. So I don't know if from NTUA can comment this.
I think that we have some biochar technologies in the long list, but they didn't go to the second, let's say, shorter list because of low scores. I'm quite sure that we have biochar technologies, or at least a technology that produce some technology that produced biochar or something, and something else, but they didn't get a high score to pass to the second step. This is the main reason.
okay.
We have at least one, actually. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. We have one. Yeah.
Good. So we have a good one with biochar. Then we have another question about PFC and CMC that are included in the technology description. So maybe it's for Maria, this question.
I can answer,
Yeah.
yes. For some, I said that in this first stage of the long list, we gather and we compile every public, any public available information. So for some products, we have and most of them are market products. So we have PFC and CMC. For some others, we make an estimation to give them the most appropriate in order to help us to the categorization. So both of them. When PFC and CMC of a product is public available, we put this. If it is not, we use we make an estimation based on our knowledge.
All right, thank you. Another question. Yes, it was about again. Then we have another question. What determines the scoring of the technologies? So maybe we also already explained the criteria, but maybe more details are needed.
Regarding this, I think that I can answer this question. The score from the FertiTech expert is based on the characteristics of the technology that were compiled during the long list. So that Maria explained in his part. So this consider the type of the technology, the CMCs, the products, the feedstock, the TRL, and so considering this global aspect of this characteristic of each technology, the FertiCovery partner, score this these technologies.
All right. Also, we have received some questions from earlier from the registration form. So I have this question about the impacts. So what are the impacts of the use of bio-based fertilizers in crop yield compared to chemical-based fertilizers? Do we know this? What could you say, maybe, Francisco, on this issue of the comparing the two types of fertilizers? You're muted.
Is it possible to say again, to repeat this question? Because
yes, it's about
I think I missed something.
What are the impacts of the use of bio-based fertilizers on crop yield? So they want to know, is it better for the yield or no. less good or not good compared to the chemicals options?
If I'm allowed, I don't know, perhaps Martin also can contribute. This is, let's say, something more general. And I think that this is a question that we can answer after having the field trials and field trials results of the selected case studies. We cannot answer to this question now. Of course, there are a lot of voices that say that biofertilizers have advantages or disadvantages. We need to have real data for each one of the biofertilizers. So this is something that we will study in the next steps of our project. We have a work package some tasks dedicated to answer about the efficiency of these fertilizers. But we are not ready to answer to that question.
Thank you. All right. Any other questions from the chat? Not so far.
There is, sorry,
Yes,
I
please.
can see something regarding a previous question. Are all these technologies producing end products fitting in CMC and PFC without further treatment? No, many of them need some further steps to be taken in order to have a product, let's say, with CMC and PFC, a product ready to enter the market. So no, this is why I said we make an estimation. Okay, I hope I answered.
Yes, perfect. Thank you. Also, we have received a question about the price, how to promote bio-based fertilizers in the EU and in non-EU country, given the availability of cheaper chemicals fertilizers. I know we have some colleagues from EBA with us, if they want to react, or maybe Martijn, and how we can connect with our work here in FertiCovery. Indeed, we will have more workshops and events about market adoption and all these aspects. But if you have already an idea on how to do that, how to compete with cheaper solutions, chemicals, with chemicals fertilizers.
So maybe, Natalie, I can speak a bit. Do you hear me well?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lucie Sever, I'm a policy manager at the EBA. So I'm only speaking for EBA today because we have not at all started even the policy analysis for the project. So it's only based on our own recommendations. But in general, if you want to have a level playing fields between organic fertilizers and chemical fertilizers, one potential recommendation that at EBA we support is to have, for instance, a target at EU level to displace chemical fertilizers with organic fertilizers. So, for instance, to have a percentage of the fertilizers sold within the EU that are supposed to include recycled nutrients such as compost or digestate. And this could be a way really to drive the market towards the use of organic fertilizers. But there are also many other barriers within the fertilizing products regulation, the organic farming regulation, for instance, for the use also of organic fertilizers. So we can think of many incentives and also barriers to tackle.
Indeed, thank you. And this is also indeed what we will do in the project, and we will assess all the possibilities and analyze the policy context and all the new big policies also that will be implemented very soon. The Circular Economy Act, all these policies around nutrient recycling. So many things are happening there. All right. Any other questions from the participants? We really encourage you to we have another reaction about biochar.
May we give the floor to Gabriela to answer to this question, because she has written something to chat, but perhaps it will be better to say it.
Yes, I just wanted to mention that actually we do have, as you see in the slide that was presented by, can you hear me? Yes. Yes, by Francisco. Actually, we do have in the under the category physical chemical, and as you can see, for instance, carbon FX is a technology that is a patent torrefaction process that converts actually biomass feedstock in biocarbon product, and so we do have, if you go back on the slides that you presented, we have Agro-America, at least 2 technologies that are included under the physical chemical. So we do have actually. So it's just I wanted to see if we will share for sure the slides with the participant, I guess. Yes.
Yes, everything will be shared. Then another question, does the scale of production have an impact on the scoring? For example, large industrial compost production versus smaller community or on-farm compost production. So it's about the decentralized commercial compost production. Who would like to answer?
Francisco, do you like to answer, or you prefer to answer?
Yeah, I can answer in this way. The participant, the expert scored this. The technologies considering the characteristic and the explanation of these technologies, and of course the TRL of it, and depends on this characteristic. The final score it's real effective, and yes, I think that for our case, yes, we consider this kind of aspect. I don't know if you, Maria, can to
Yes,
expand
yes. I would like to add something that we gave a score regarding TRL. We are, let's say, more care about if a technology is ready or is already commercial or not. So we gave a score to TRL, not exactly to the scale, if it is a decentralized system or a more centralized system. No, this is not something important, at least at this stage. If a technology can produce 1,000 tons of a product or 1 million tons, no, this is not a very significant factor to give a score at this stage.
All right, thank you. We have another question about the farmers' point of views. So we mentioned that we are working with farmers, with end users. What is the feedback from the farmers? Do they tend to use organic fertilizers? And do they think it boosts the yields? Or the tendency is toward more mineral fertilizers? So I know our colleagues from Poland are working on that, but if anybody wants to react.
I can react a bit. So just at least within EBA, what we see from our members that are also farmers is that they are indeed very interested into adopting organic fertilizers, because in the case where you have, for instance, biogas producers that are also farmers, it's local recycled nutrients that is available just on the plants and on farms. So it really makes sense from a circular economy, local circular economy perspective. And it's also, in general, it can be much cheaper than synthetic fertilizer. And finally, also with the geopolitical context in general and the rising prices of chemical fertilizers, it's also a solution really to reduce dependency on external suppliers for synthetics. So I would say that yes, there is definitely an interest to use these products, but they need also to know how to use them well.
Indeed, yes. And we will, there is a question about guidelines for the production of a new product as part of our project. I know we will produce guidelines for the end users about the application, about the production also. I guess it will be covered. Any comments or reactions?
Yes, these are some of the project tasks. For the final selected case studies, we will give guidelines. Yeah, but this is something for, let's say, the final stages of this project.
Indeed. Then the question on converting secondary raw materials into sustainable fertilizing solutions. How could paper-based biodegradable mulching sheets complement biofertilizer strategies in improving soil health and reducing synthetic inputs? Maria, do you know, or maybe?
I would like the contribution of UNIT or PWR here. Massimo is with us.
Yeah, hello, morning.
Morning.
Well, the possibility to use bio-based fertilizers to improve soil health for sure is a very important and actual aspect. In principle, all bio-based fertilizers, considering the amount of organic matter that they have, can of course improve soil health and help in reducing some synthetic inputs. So it's not to be excluded also how paper-based biodegradable mulching sheets can complement from this point of view. And when we are talking about reducing synthetic inputs, we may think about the reduction of mineral fertilizers, but we have also to think about the reduction of other inputs such as pesticides that are applied also at the soil level, and where these bio-based fertilizers can also help in reducing, let's say, some problems caused also by pathogens in the soil, and consequently helping reducing the use of synthetic pesticides. So yes, thank you for the question, Gil Mercado. You are right. There is the possibility to complement bio-based fertilizers with biodegradable mulching and strategies which are generally applied in the regenerative agriculture, in novel sustainable agricultural systems.
Okay, thank you. So we had now our colleagues from Poland, Gregor from PWR. We were talking about these guidelines. If you would like to give us more details about the guidelines you will provide for end users and farmers on how to use bio-based fertilizers.
Hello, everyone. We will elaborate the guidelines based on the next work packages. We will test a few parameters such as the composition. We will check the content of some essential compounds like amino acids, like organic matter in that fertilizer, and we will check how that compounds influence on the, for example, soil health, on the biomass parameters. And then based on that results, we will prepare some guidelines how to use the bio-based fertilizer in the proper way to ensure to ensure the best welfare of the plants, the best soil health, and the best application techniques. Because we have to remember that bio-based fertilizer can have different form. They can be liquid, and can be in solid state. So we have to also include in our recommendation how to properly use that fertilizer and which is the best dosage to specific type of crops. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, very, very useful information for the end users, with a lot of very interesting data and good practices and knowledge. So it will be shared with everybody later during the project. Then we have a question about evaluating treatment trains of different technology to obtain different recovered fertilizers. Who would like to answer this question? Yeah.
May I? Actually, we are, let's say, evaluating different treatment trains that sometimes give us different fertilizers. The main goal of this project, it is not to study a type of fertilizer, a type of input stream, or a type of technology. We try to include as much type of technologies, fertilizers we can. But in order to evaluate all of them in a common way, as CARTIF explained, we have a first set of criteria, and then we will have a second when we have more information on each system. So exactly this is what we do. We evaluate different treatment trains that sometimes give the same or another type of fertilizer. But we try to do this and to give a score to quantify, let's say, this assessment with the same way for all, with the same, using the same process for all the different treatments.
Thank you very much. Then we have another question. Will the project look into using bio-based fertilizer mixed with mineral?
Do you want to ask it? Okay. We examine what the technologies produced. We do not we won't mix, let's say, different fertilizer, except of the case that it's a part of the process in the treatment that the case study proposed. So we won't mix different fertilizer. We will do that only in case that this technology propose to do so. And perhaps it will be a good idea to be part of the guidelines, perhaps, if we know the partners, the colleagues that are more relevant to the fertilizer use can suppose advice to use this fertilizer combined with something else, another one. Yes, we can do this only, let's say, in the part of guidelines. We won't mix different products from different technologies. It is out of the scope of this project, at least.
All right, thank you. Then a question about the risk analysis of the feedstock on desirable substances, part of the selection of technologies. So was it considered, this risk analysis?
Yes, both are.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Also, we had some input from our colleague from the FertiTech project, Setenma. They wanted to share a survey. So if any of the Setenma team or the FertiTech project want to take the floor or react, please do so now or a bit later. But yeah, we can also share the survey with the participants later. No problem. We have a question. Are you taking into account life cycle assessment?
Yes, regarding in the following work package, in the following task, we are looking for extra data for this short list technology, and we are considering both technical aspect and environmental aspect. So yes, the life cycle analysis is a key issue that we are going to consider several impact categories depends on the data that will be available.
All right. We don't have any more questions. Don't hesitate to ask any questions or share a link or a contribution. If you have if you know a very great research paper that you want to share, don't hesitate to share in the chat. We want it to be very interactive and a place to share knowledge and good practices. All right. We don't have any more questions. So we wanted to share with you some videos, but the sound are not very good. So we will share it with you. You have the links in the chat. So it's about the Walnut project. Our colleague from CARTIF are involved in this project, and also the Biosolutions project. Biosolutions is working on soil amendment also. And Renovate Europe, we are part of this project also. So we have very nice animated video. You can have a look. You can watch the videos. I know Walnut, you will have a final event very soon. So also check out and try to join this event and participate if possible. All right. Any other reactions or comments? Maybe Maria, would you like to share some takeaway of the event and some next steps?
Yes, thank you. During this first workshop, I hope to give you at least a good general image of our project objectives and the steps taken till now, and how we select, let's say, the case study and technologies for the first long and the second shorter list. As Francisco told you, your opinion counts very much in this project. We will take into consideration your comments, your remarks, in order, let's say, to do the final refinement of these first steps and deliverables. for those who have not did not have the time to answer to the questionnaire, I would like to remind that our questionnaire will remain open for 24 hours. This is the first workshop from a series of workshops. In a few months, we will have a second one again to take your opinion, to hear your questions, and to take your comments for our next steps. And let's say completed the tasks till now. I would like to ask you to keep the contact with this project using our website or LinkedIn page or forum. And even more traditional way, sending us to the project coordinator, to Natalie from PTG and Greenovate, your comments or your question, your doubts, whatever is relevant to this project. I would like to thank you again for participating in this workshop, and we hope all to see you again in our next workshop. Please, if you have colleagues relevant to the topics of this project, share the questionnaire, even if they are not present, they were not present in this workshop. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have again another little question about the deadlines for the comments on the shortlist. So indeed, we have shared this list with all the participants for the 35. I guess, Martijn, do we have a specific deadline for comments or inputs?
Yes, we would. I think we need to, if you have really comments on the specific technology, it would be great if we could have it by the end of the week, because at the end of the month we have to really fix the whole list, and then we will go to approach the case study partners. We have a list of 35, and still, if we cannot have good contact with any, then we will end up with 25. Yeah. And if you have any comments on the content, maybe we made little mistakes in the descriptions, very welcome. And we will also, if you send it soon, we will implement it in the deliverables. If it's a bit later, then we will implement the changes in the technology descriptions, which will be more prominent on our website later on. So thank you for all inputs and comments. They are really welcome. Also, the feedback form is very good for it. Yeah. Yeah, and thank you for joining. Yeah, like Maria already said. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. We have another question again about regulation. I don't know if we can cover it very quickly and learn more about the regulation on the requirement for processing. Bio-based fertilizer, I guess, no, ABP. Is it in the scope of this project?
So can I answer, Natalie?
Yes, of course, please.
So yes, definitely the animal byproducts will be part of the policy analysis. If you want to know more, you can reach out by email with a dedicated, a more specific question, and we are happy to answer.
Thank you very much. So we can now close this this event. So about the case study, indeed, we'll have this list of 25 case study will be available on the website next year. So we are looking forward to share that with you and also to get your feedback. The email, okay, is the email, yeah, we can share that with you. For any questions. So now we are sharing with you also this feedback form. It will really take you 5 minutes. And in this form, you can also mention if you want to highlight a specific technology or something that is missing in the list or talk about the feedstock. So you can use this short form for that and give us more inputs and ideas and feedback. Also about the event, if you like the event, how can we improve our events? So thank you very much. We really enjoyed this discussion and we hope you will stay with us in the next events and continue the exchange and this co-creation process, this stakeholder engagement process. All right. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.